everybody from Bonsall, California. I have this bare root orchard that I planted in mid-January. I just wanted to give an update to it. It's been just steadily growing this whole time. It's been really warm here in San Diego County, so these trees have grown an incredible amount in early spring. This one is the last to kind of push out new growth. This is the Flavor King Pluot. This one right here had just started about, I would say, a month ago. And these darn little snails are everywhere. Anybody who lives out in this area knows about these darn snails. They just are incredible out here. But yeah, this one has put out the new growth. I really don't want to do or touch anything or mess with this thing right now. It took forever to push out new growth, so just want to let it be, let it do its thing, and let it just keep pushing. It's nothing like this one right here. This is the spicy nectar plum. This one, as soon as it was put in the ground, it just started pushing hard. And it was really irregular this year, where it was 90 degrees in the wintertime, in the middle of wintertime. So these things are gonna grow like crazy. I'm going to get an extra few months of growing season this year, depending on the fall, of course. That would really push these brand new bare root trees even further than they normally would. So it's pretty nice. It's actually quite the blessing on a year that you just actually planted these things. So this one is the Double Delight Nectarine. It's pushed out about 2 feet. This spicy nectar plum, this one right here, at least 3 feet, if not more. In, let's see, what is that, 3 months? It's mid-April. 3 months, it did over 3 feet of growth in late winter, early spring. That's just unheard of. This is my Fuji apple. This Fuji apple it's about 2, maybe 3 years old, and I planted it. We applied for this kind of grant program through SDG&E, our local power company, and they were giving everybody for kind of like a global warming type thing, where they were saying, hey, we could help cool the environment around here by putting more trees in the ground. So we took the opportunity and jumped on it. We got five trees, at least 5 trees. Anyway, some of them, one of them was this Fuji apple. It's from Dave Wilson Nursery as well. It is the best tasting apple I have ever had in my entire life. And I've only had apples really from the grocery store. So, actually I had a golden Dorset at my other house, but it was okay. But these apples right here are absolutely amazing. I'm gonna thin these and probably take out these 2 right here. It depends. I'm gonna watch them grow just a little bit more and see which ones look the most precocious, that really want to actually swell up and do well. You can see, like right here, you can tell these 2, top and bottom, have swollen up a lot, where this one isn't. So this one's gonna go away. But almost every single branch has a cluster of apples on it. It is just amazing. This thing is just going crazy. I'm loving it. Most of the trees, because it was so hot this winter and we didn't get the chill hours that we need, they didn't set fruit properly. This is a Fuyu persimmon. It was planted at the same time as my jujube and what else did I plant with this one? I don't remember, to be honest. So this is a Fuyu persimmon. I just checked it earlier, but it is still green on the inside. You scratch a little bit right here, you can see it's still green on the inside. But it's been sitting here for 2 months at least. This was planted a little later than the other ones. And it hasn't pushed out, the buds aren't swollen, anything. I don't see anything looking like it wants to grow, but it's still green. The cambium layer is still green, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing. This is my Blenheim apricot. This one, again, because of the hot winter, we didn't get enough chill hours, and the fruit bearing suffered. The flowers just really didn't come in properly, and so I have like 6 fruit, and I'll be lucky. And a lot of them got sunburned. So I'm just gonna eat what I can off this thing. I have yet, last year, the stinking squirrels ate every single one before they were even ready. So I've yet to have a fruit off this darn tree. Anyway, so this right here, this is the Santa Rosa plum. Again, we're talking more than 3 feet of growth. And what's really exciting is, for those who are more experienced than me, might laugh at me, but this is my first, these darn snails are everywhere. They're just speckled in this tree, and I'm not a big fan. Anyway, so this is my first time, this is my first successful graft. So this branch right here is from my graft. So I'm super excited. I even bought the wrong grafting tape. This is basically like saran wrap. It's not real like buddy tape or anything like that, come to find out. I've heard that grafting tape is actually a little bit breathable when it stretches. I guess, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But this is basically glorified small saran wrap. And I'm a little worried that it's gonna rot the branch here soon, so I'm gonna probably pull it. I have about 8 inches, 9 inches of growth. Let me know in the comments as well if any of you have experienced grafting, if I can unwrap this thing now that I have, I'd say, a good 9 inches of growth on this thing. This graft is a Satsuma plum. The rest of this tree is a Santa Rosa. So I'm gonna just let this Satsuma just grow out this way. The Satsuma that it came from is super vigorous, so I put it on the back side of the tree knowing that it's just gonna take off. This is a sweet treat pluary, and the reason why it's planted right here is so that it has this pollinator right here, Santa Rosa. The Santa Rosa, I'm hoping, will also pollinate. Unfortunately, I put the Flavor King Pluot way over there, but it needs that. It needs this tree to pollinate. The Double Delight Nectarine, it can, that one right there can pollinate off of, I think it's self-pollinating, but I think it will be able to use the spicy nectarplum. Oh yeah, the spicy nectarplum. That's basically why this tree is here. It's just for a pollinator. Down here, I go down here, this is my Desert Gold Peach. This one has taken off. This one, again, I didn't have a good year last year. I didn't water it enough. The first year I had it in, it had really bad, peach leaf curl. This winter I hit it with a copper fungicide. I covered the ground. So this is one thing I tried because I've heard that it's bad for your soil. So I covered the ground and then sprayed it and then pulled that stuff off so that I didn't copper fungicide the soil. I heard that's maybe bad. I'm not a fan, but I know that's this one, and I know that the spicy nectarplum will suffer heavily from peach leaf curl. And it seems like any of the trees that have these long leaves are the ones that are going to suffer from peach leaf curl. So this one, I trimmed up this Brazilian pepper to give it more sunlight as well, and it's getting a lot more water. I changed my watering schedule from 10 minutes, like 3 or 4 days a week, to 30 minutes twice a week. And that seems to be making a huge difference. As you can see, this thing is bursting with growth. It's never been this full already, and it's just April. So this thing, it's been a great year for peach leaf curl as well, because it's been so hot and dry that it hasn't really suffered as of yet. So again, with the warm winter and just really hot temperatures during the winter time, this thing hasn't really pushed out any fruit. It had more fruit last year, even with its bad year it had. So I pruned it back. It's blowing up. So hopefully I could get this thing like maybe 6 feet tall this summer, and then I'll prune it back in the winter, and hopefully next year I'll have a really good fruit set. Over here, this is a Double Delight. No, sorry, this is my August Pride Peach. Again, look at the army of snails. It just gets crazy this time of year out here. The snails out here are these little baby snails. Sorry, I just picked these things off, but they just come in here and they will just infest your tree. Just crazy how many there are. And basically they come in, it's because we have so much wild land out here with all the native plants and stuff. They just sit there in the wintertime, munch on all these plants, have babies, and then the little babies come up here and hide from the sun underneath all these leaves. And then at night they'll take off. They'll either chow on your tree or they'll take off. Look at that. It almost looks like I got a gopher inside here. I'm gonna have to collapse that hole. See if it's still in there. My dog caught the gopher that was here recently, so I don't think that's new. And it doesn't look like it's affecting the tree right now. The tree is really going off. So super stoked on this one. It was interesting that the August Pride Peach took off at the same time all the rest of them did. Maybe because of our weird winter. But normally I would think a later fruiting tree would kind of sprout and, you know, swell its buds and do all that stuff later in the season, but this one took off at the same time as the other ones. This is my Lee Jujube. So in contrast to the persimmon, this was planted at the same time as the persimmon, or darn snails. This one has busted out with growth, lots of growth, and it's flowering. And I think because jujubes are like a smaller fruit, I think I'm going to let this one set fruit if it wants to. And I'll let it set maybe a couple, maybe 2 jujubes, and just see what it's like. And then prune it back and let it go off next season. Very curious about this one. This one was not bare root. This one had a pot, so it was already a year older than a lot of the rest of them. Took a little while to push out growth, but once it did, it really has taken off. So I'm gonna probably prune a bunch of this lower growth off, try to train everything to basically about here out. This is a Nabal avocado. It's still in the pot. I got it at the same time as I purchased the persimmon, the Fuyu persimmon, and this jujube. It did its normal drop all of its old leaves, and it's pushing out all of its new leaves, flowering, all that kind of good stuff. The trunk is about 1.25 inches, so I'm not going to let it set any fruit this year. If it tries to set an avocado, I'm not going to let it. I'm going to put this thing in the ground. It might even be this weekend. I got to run some irrigation and stuff for it. And so, but I'm super excited because I've heard Nabal avocados are really good. The loquat tree went off. I've already eaten most of the loquats, as you can see. They've been stripped. The birds are starting to get them. I'm starting to like be okay with that. I've had tons of them already. These are our mini royal and royal Lee. They're doing great. So I think all of these I'm going to fertilize probably, I would say today or tomorrow. I'm just gonna go around. I think they could use a boost before this full-on summertime. This is my Sumo Mandarin. I have been spraying it with a fruit tree, organic fruit tree, OMRI listed fruit tree pesticide, because it had just such bad citrus leaf miner, and then also something else. I'm not sure what's causing the black sooty mold, but I want to cut all that off. I sprayed it a couple weeks ago. I'll probably spray it again. I hate spraying it this time of year, especially because it's flowering. So I try to avoid the flowers, and do the best I can. But it's in such rough shape that I have to do something. I know that I don't want to hurt the bees, but right here, back in here, I'll go around, but this is a Valencia orange. And this one I cut off about 6 feet of the root stock that had taken over. It was hiding back here in this weird little triangle that was fenced in for horses. The old owners had horses, but right here, that was all rootstock. We're talking a 2-inch wide, multiple 2-inch wide trunks had grown into this thing. And it's even trying again. You can see that sprout right there. But this Valencia Pride, I've had one of the oranges, and of course they're super delicious. So I got to spray this one as well. And it's not, I don't see it flowering or doing anything quite yet, but anyways, so yeah, look at the thorns on this thing. Just hypodermic. Yeah, that's why these branches are still in there, because I'm like, I'm not messing with those things. Those things are deadly. Anyways, yeah, so I got to get rid of that rootstock trying to take over again. So vigorous, that rootstock. It's just insane. This avocado over here, last I saw, it had set a bunch of fruit. This is just a big open field we have here. And so the Nabal is going to go somewhere right over here. And that way these two can kind of, I don't know, cross-pollinate if they have the opportunity. But yeah, this thing's setting quite a bit of little fruit. Yeah, there's little fruits all over this thing. Tons of little, last year it didn't give us anything. So this year I'm seeing a bunch of little babies, and big enough babies that I think they're gonna actually stay. As long as I keep this thing watered properly. And it just got watered and it's looking really good. But yeah, I'm seeing hundreds of fruit on it already. There's another little guy. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Right there. There's a couple little guys right there, right in front of me. There's a bunch always around the perimeter. The sunny side, probably with all those hot days. Yeah, a couple in there. There's another little guy right there. So yeah, avocado's setting plenty of fruit. As much as it can hold. Yeah, there's hundreds of them on there. So that's great. Anyways, so I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. Oh yeah, there's a passion fruit that the gophers have been just munching on the stinking roots of this thing. It's a little struggle over here. While the grass was tall, I couldn't even find the gophers. Now I might have a chance to get them, but they've been macking my passion fruit. But like I said, just like and subscribe, please, and let me know what you think about unwrapping those the graft I have over there, I don't want to rot it inside there. So that's the thing I'm concerned about. But I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a great day. Take care.